Recorded.
Okay, today we have two presenters from Awardco. We have Steve Sonnenberg and Judd Tolman. Steve is the CEO of Awardco. He is the founder as well. He learned a great deal from his father's lifelong career helping McDonald's build a strong employee recognition program. He even daydreamed about making a difference in the same industry one day. And those are the dreams. Those dreams pushed him to pursue an education in computer science. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and hand it right over to Steve. Steve, you now have the floor.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Appreciate the opportunity to present today for this tech demo. And for all those that are probably watching from home, thank you for spending the next hour with me. I really appreciate that. I also have Judd Tolman with me. He's our Vice President of Sales. Judd, do you want to say hello real quick?
Yeah, good to be here. Excited to have the conversation.
Great. Judd's going to help, and I'll ask him a few questions. He'll help with the Q&A at the end as well, so I wanted him to kind of jump on, share some of his insight as we go through today's presentation. And really what we're going to do is we want to show you live. We want you to get your hands on Awardco. You can see that Amazon-like experience that we are bringing to the recognition space. And so we have a few slides we're going to go through. One poll. We have a couple questions. A question we want to ask, and then we'll kind of go through the presentation in that format. And at the end, I'll dive into the platform, show you real time how it works, and we'll go from there. So first off, those that are just hearing about Awardco for the first time, we are an employee recognition company. We are based out of Salt Lake City, just south of Salt Lake City. We are the 25th fastest growing company in America from Inc. 5000 last year, and we've even grown even faster this past year. We have 1.8 million users using our platform, and we're customer obsessed. One of our values here is we have a 96% satisfaction, and we fulfill in over 100 countries. So a little intro into Awardco. I think one of the reasons why we're growing so fast is people and organizations want more transparency with their rewards and recognition programs. They want that Amazon-like experience, which we'll talk about today, and some of our values of just no markups and free shipping solutions. Those are the type of things we'll discuss today, and hopefully this resonates, and especially in today's world. Just we want to continue to recognize employees, but we just want to be smart about it. We want to make sure we're efficient, and the money, the budget's going to the employees, not necessarily the vendors. So, the promise of recognition. I'm not going to dive into why we need to recognize and give you the Gallup, studies that a lot of us know, but just to highlight a few things. It does increase engagement. It does attract and retain a talent. It encourages innovation and productivity, and it strengthens professional relationships. I know right now with Awardco working from home, we use Awardco all the time. It's part of our culture. And so it's great seeing all the recognitions that are happening. It just makes you feel good. People are giving monetary amounts to some people, some non-monetary amounts, but we're just appreciating the efforts that we're doing. Some people have gone above and beyond, and it's just great to know from the top level, from the executive standpoint, I could read all these stories in real time of what's going on throughout my whole entire company, whenever I want, just with the click of a button. So I found so much value in the recognition, or having recognition be part of our culture right now. Now, the challenges of traditional recognition that we've seen, and one of the reasons why I created Awardco was these things that I found just learning from my own father in the recognition space. The product markups that we saw, it just cheapens the experience for the employee. The outdated technology, just slow adoption. Limited redemption options, that just frustrates users. People want choice. They don't want a handful of items to choose from, and hopefully they like it. And it's difficult to administer. It just kills top-down buy-in. So those are the things that we've seen when we're talking to people, and really the employees. What we're hearing is some of these keywords that we just have on the screen here. It's Employees say it's cheap, inconvenient, impersonal, where the admins are saying this is way expensive, it's not used, poor ROI. It could be better. And that's one of the things we hope to show you today. Now we want to do a quick poll. And the poll is, which of these traditional recognition challenges have you witnessed in your career? And I'm going to turn it over to Elizabeth to go ahead and put that poll up so we can take a few seconds here and have some of you contribute.
Okay, so the poll is open, and people are voting. So I'm going to give you guys a few seconds to vote.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and end the poll, and the results are... Jed, you want to go ahead and go over the results?
Yeah, go ahead, Jed.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so, all right, so it looks like limited redemption options are frustrating. And so, it's interesting. When we look at these 4 options, well, I'll just hit on them. Obviously, number 1 is limited redemption options were frustrating with 68% of people. And then the second was product markups cheapen the recognition experience. These are 2 things that we continually to hear as well as we see a more transparent world and things that are at our fingertips. These are things that we're not surprised by, so it's glad to see some validation in that as we look at the results of this. So, great.
Thanks, Jed. Yeah, no surprise at all, and that's, like I said, one of the reasons why we created Awardco is to create just a better experience for the employees. And really those budgets that are created by organizations for it just go a lot longer or a lot further than it has. So a couple of these brands that you see now are revolutionary. They changed their industries. Airbnb, Uber, Amazon. If you look on the left side, there's a couple things we've identified that are extremely important and why they changed their industry. First is they innovate, the innovation. They're tech-driven, it's convenient, and it's choice-obsessed and fairly priced. Now, if you look at Airbnb here, we're familiar with it. You can list your property rentals. Go to Uber, ride-sharing. You can share vehicles with everyone, and Amazon, it's the world at your doorstep. It's tech-driven. If you go to Airbnb, it's a user-friendly app. It's so easy to use. The Uber is the geolocation-based app. And Amazon, just all the tech that they have with the warehouses and the drones. It's convenient. For Airbnb, you can book a home on your phone. With Uber, it's easy pick up and drop off locations. It's just easy to get in a car. And you have Amazon Prime that many of us are familiar with. Choice obsessed. Over 1 billion homes. It was brilliant. Everyone already has a home, so why don't we just rent it out? Same with cars. And Amazon has hundreds of millions of products. And then it's fairly priced. This is extremely important. It's set by the hosts. There's no hotel markup for Airbnb. For Uber, the pre-ride, you know before you even go to the location now how much it's going to cost rather than cross your fingers. Hopefully it's going to be within your budget. And Amazon, the free shipping. And just fair pricing, very competitive. So really, the Amazon experience, what we're talking about today, taking those things that we're talking about and applying it to what Awardco and Amazon Business did. We have a partnership with Amazon Business where we wanted to rethink recognition and incentive programs and to bring that Amazon-like experience into the organizations that are running these type of programs. So first, we innovate. We always say over here we want to organize the world's incentive spend. We integrated with Amazon warehouses all over the world. We're tech-driven. It's all in one platform. You can run your sales incentives, your service award programs, your spot recognition, your peer-to-peer, your one-off contests, your holiday programs, adoption and baby programs, and just life events, celebrate them. And it's very easy to administer. We're going to show you that today. It's convenient. We have a lot of automation tools, easy budgeting, and click of a button reporting. We're choice obsessed. We have hundreds of millions of products now, hundreds of millions. You virtually can get whatever you want. We do have integrations with Priceline Hotel, so you have 60,000 hotel choices, hundreds of e-gift cards from your most popular choices all over the world, and event tickets, concerts, sporting events, things like that, which will hopefully be back in action soon. And it's fairly priced. We have an annual license fee. We have 0 markups, and we have free shipping options. Now, Judd, I'll turn this over to you for a second. You can cover these next 2 slides. You worked specifically with Hertz. Just wanted to kind of have you speak a little bit about this and then go into the next slide.
Yeah, so it's been a fun relationship and partnership that we have with Hertz, and I've been fortunate enough to work closely with their team. And one of the times that we were there in their office, we were having a discussion about a couple different things, and one of the individuals on their leadership team actually said this quote, and to give it the full context, they said, we feel that Awardco is to the recognition space what Uber is to the taxi service industry. And it's been fun to see that relationship grow, but as Steve talked about, recognition's been the same way for a long time, and it's fun to work with clients that are seeing what the future looks like. And as we go to this next slide, when we did the poll, we saw that markups and just limited items are some of those things that people feel are challenges in the recognition industry at this point. And this is a case study that we've done with one of our clients. And looking at, one of the things that we do often is just do cost analysis. We're going to break down and understand, okay, how are people spending their money? They have a budget of X, but what does that actually mean for the company? And a lot of times, surprisingly, companies don't necessarily know. If they have a budget of X, how much is going to their vendor? How much is going to shipping? How much is going to the employee? And so this is something that we've seen extensively over the last couple of years is starting to really dive in and understand, okay, where are companies spending their money? Is it in the most efficient ways? And are there things that we can do better? As we look at, the way that the world is today, and there's a lot of concern and things going on, a lot of companies are worried about how are we spending money? Are there ways that we can be more prudent with those funds? And as you can look through this, I don't care to spend too much on the exact numbers because you can see those. But just to highlight one thing, what you'll notice is with Awardco, we were able to work with this specific client, and our total vendor fees were actually less than they were previously spending in shipping alone with their previous vendor. And so that's what we're trying to do, is just bring a more modern approach, make it more transparent. They know exactly what they're spending on us as a partner, and then they know exactly what's going back to their employee. In this situation, they were able to increase their total spend on their employees by $75,000. And in doing so, they didn't have to change their budget, yet the gifts and the awards they were able to give out were significantly better, and it was noticed across their employee base, and they became heroes. Yet at the same time, they didn't have to go up the chain at all to get a bigger budget or do anything. They just were able to reallocate some of those funds. And so it's been fun to work with Hertz and others like that to be able to see those transitions happen and be a part of that.
Thanks, Judd. Appreciate it. It's so true, especially now in today's state. It's just so important to save money, and really we say here at Awardco all the time, reward your employees, not your vendors. And so we designed Awardco to do that very thing, and so hopefully that makes sense there. Now let's go ahead and dive right into the platform. Wanted to kind of go through a few things there with everyone. First off, I'm sharing my screen now where you can see the Awardco application. This is the home screen when someone first logs into the platform. They can come in here and log in, and everything is customizable. The logo in the left-hand corner can be changed. Everything you see here can be changed. Now, even this graphic is kind of fun. When as the days change, it changes and lets them know, hey, good evening, good night. And those are the type of premium features that we wanted to give your employees. So when they log in, it feels special, it feels quality, and they feel important. Now, recognition works when it's simple. So you notice that we have a home page, we have a feed. That's the recognition feed of all the recognitions coming into one area. It could be social or not. This is where you recognize, and this is where you spend points. Now, before I dive into the Amazon and the spend points, I'm going to go to the admin area, and under settings, you have the ability to customize your brand, uploading your logo, even the app logo. We have a progressive web app. When you download Awardco onto your phone, it won't just download Awardco. You can actually change that and make it your own brand because this is your program. And you even have the ability to change color schemes, change the home page, and so forth. And even for franchises, they can come in here and change different welcome pages based on metadata. We've gone that deep in the branding. Let's go back to the home. And let's say I got points. I have 64 points. $1 equals 1 point in Awardco by default. Sure, you can make it a penny point if you want, but there's no markups on it. If I were to hit Amazon, it enters the Amazon area where I can go shopping and pick what I want. So I can go ahead and type in, for example, I looked at top items that are actually sold in the toys and children's section, and it was Play-Doh. You can get Play-Doh on Awardco. It's real simple. You click what you want, you add it to the cart, you proceed to checkout, you put in your address. By default, it won't have an address, so you can put in your address. You hit select, and you place the order. This is then sent to Amazon in real time. They're world-class fulfillment centers. They literally get it within seconds. I love it when I've gone to some trade shows and some of our customers come up to us and share their stories. They say, you know what, I ordered something that morning and it arrived at my doorstep that evening. They were obviously close to an Amazon warehouse, but those things happen. Most other people, it's just a couple days. I'm not going to hit place order because it'll place the order. So let's go back in here to spend points. Let's go into some other more interesting things other than Play-Doh, right? Let's go Fire TV. That's the most popular thing sold in electronics. You'll notice no markups. That's what it costs on Amazon. Let's go ahead and dive into a 50-inch TV. In fact, last time I was at World at Work, maybe some of the people were on at the event in Orlando. I did a tech demo, and I did a demonstration where I was showing people how this works, and I wanted to use someone in the audience, and they came up, showed them I wanted them to experience it, and had them finish the whole process, and they checked out, and so they got a TV, and it was sent to them just a few days later. But the point is, look at this. These TVs are $200, $300, $500. You don't just get one choice. You get all the choices. And it's fair pricing. All the kids that are working or doing school at home nowadays, they need Chromebooks. A lot of them. I know my kids did. And so you can get whatever you want. Not just one, you get all the choices. Other things that are interesting is you can also limit to the balance that you have. So obviously it's just giving me skins of laptops now. So that's a really neat, nice feature because, yeah, there's hundreds of millions of choices now at their fingertips. They can get what they want, but you have those abilities just to limit based on your balance. That's an important feature there. Top movies. Jumanji. Yesterday, this was $18. Now it's $14. It's real-time pricing. If Amazon has a discount, you're going to see that here. Now, Black Friday is really popular at Awardco. Now, we don't get all the lightning deals, but we get most of the discounts that come through the platform. So, other things, people need to stay entertained at home. Let's get games. Phase 10. You know what? Probably 2 hours ago, Phase 10 was there. It's not now. It's real time. That's what's so great. It comes in and out of stock. If it's not there, it won't be there. Ticket to Ride. Let's see if that's there. Played that last night with my kids. Fun game. One of the top selling items for video cameras is Wisecam, which I'm super excited about because my cousin founded this company. Very popular digital video camera. But, you know, the point is, you're noticing as I start speeding up here, you can get what you want. Here's a nugget ice maker. Here's a blender. And you get all the choices. And you keep scrolling down and keep scrolling down. And then for some of the big sales incentives we've seen. Some people have some very large budgets. I mean, you can literally get a hot tub on the platform. It's wild. So I wanted to show you, part of this presentation was to show you that Amazon-like experience. When you give your employees points, they get to get real things that matter to them. And so that is the Amazon component. Now, just to take it a step further, you can actually create Amazon mini catalogs as well. A good example of that, I did that for this demo here. I created a work-at-home essentials catalog. If I click on that, what I did is I took real products that people need to work from home, and I put them into an organized catalog where the employees can redeem things that they might need. Another useful way to use Awardco. We, in fact, launched with a great company that is doing something similar where they're providing teacher supplies to teachers, and they're rewarding them, and they can go in there and pick what they want. So interesting use case. Now, how do you do that? You as administrators have the ability to build these mini catalogs in the catalog section. And that's all I did. You literally just come in here and you create a catalog. So I'm not going to go ahead and go through the process, but I'll use this example. I created the Work at Home Essentials catalog. I put items in there, and let's just add more items. And this is where you can come in here and say whatever you want. MacBook Pro. Let's go crazy. So you can add more items to the catalog. Looks like that one already existed. And that's how you build it. Okay? Now, you're able to build Amazon catalogs in all these different countries. Mini catalogs. Another thing that's interesting while we're talking about the Amazon-like experience, we're very global. I'm going to log in to a person who is in Japan. I'm going to impersonate that person. Now I'm going to hit Show Original. Now you'll notice that there's a different landing page I created for the people over in Japan. And when they come in here and hit Spend Points, and they select Amazon, it's pulling products from the Amazon warehouse in Japan, eliminating potentially shipping costs and custom fees. And we've done this with Amazon warehouses all over the world. Okay, so is there a question right now?
There is.
Okay, go ahead, Judd.
Do the Amazon products include marketplace items or just Amazon Prime items?
Got it. So these products, we've coded this up to be products that are in the Amazon warehouses. So we've excluded third parties. It's not people shipping it from their homes. So it's all the individuals that ship the products to the Amazon warehouse, and Amazon does the fulfillment, which is a lot of items. Hundreds of millions of choices. So that's how we've done it. Now, why do we pick only the products that come from Amazon warehouses? It's for the experience for the customer service experience. If there's ever an issue, it's a no questions asked 30-day response or 30-day refund policy. And so we're able to control the experience a lot better dealing with Amazon directly rather than a third party. So that's how we've done it. It's items that are in the Amazon warehouses. And that goes for the U.S., and that goes for all the other countries that we integrate with. It's the products that they're fulfilled in their warehouses. Great question. Okay, so just wanted to show you this. Now, what are all the warehouses that we integrate with? It's a good question. I'm going to go into Settings. I'm going to go just to kind of give you a visual. Just by a click of a button, I can activate the warehouse and bring in those products for those people in those countries. So we're in Canada, we're in France, we're in Germany, we're in India, Italy, Japan, Mexico, Spain, United Kingdom. And when it comes to Germany, we're in all the European Union countries. You know, wherever Amazon ships to, it's pretty wide and or vast. So it's really exciting to be able to let Amazon do what they're the best at in the world, and let's let Awardco be the technology expert in rewards and recognition and organizing companies' rewards and recognition programs on one simple solution. All right, let me get out of the Japan experience and go back here. All right, so I've been focusing a lot on Amazon so people can understand that it really is Amazon inside of your own reward and recognition platform. Now, how do they get points? Is that simple? Let's hit recognize. Again, what I said earlier is extremely important. It needs to be simple or it won't get done. So we try to get all the clutter out and make it simple. Who do you want to recognize? So I'm going to go ahead and type in simple Sam as an example. And you can recognize more than one person at a time, but let's just keep it simple right now. So this is a spot recognition on values, and I'm going to recognize Sam by just typing in. I'll just say test for now. And then you have the ability to customize these values or call them tags or whatever you want. And then you can recognize a monetary amount. Now in this example, $1 equals 1 point. And I customized all this in our settings area. Now I'm going to pull from a budget. Looks like I have two budgets right here. So I'm just going to go from the Steve's budget. And am I going to share this with everyone or am I going to make this private? You have all these type of controls. So when the recognition is submitted, it goes over to the feed. Obviously I just did a real simple example. I tagged customers. And now you can make social available for everyone so everyone can share in the recognition, or you can turn that off. That's a setting that you can decide. And we've seen more organizations move towards going social, but you can actually do it in phases with Awardco. You don't have to do it right out of the gate if you haven't done that before. But in the end, it's fun when recognition can be celebrated by many. And you can do these type of emojis. They're all pre-screened, so we got ones that were inappropriate out. And you can comment. Okay. And these are just scrolling through the feed, just showing you it's real simple. You can edit it. You can print a recognition. We work with a lot of people that might not have access to emails. Because when I recognized Simple Sam, he got an email. And that email looked like this. Steve Sonnenberg recognized you. And it has your logo up here, whatever the custom message is. And these are email templates that all can be designed in the Awardco platform. But anyways, you can print the recognition and hand it to them as well. And they can go home and, or maybe there's a computer station at their break room. And if you want to get crazy, you can do, GIFs. But these are controlled GIFs. You can pre-select which ones you want. And this just kind of gives you an idea. Now, other things to understand. Look, I recognize Henry $100 here, 100 points. But when I recognized him here, it just said recognize. This was non-monetary. Now, if I was Judd Tolman logging into the platform, Judd would only see recognize. So we have it programmed to not show what people are giving each other, only between Steve and Henry. So if Henry logs in, he would see this. So there's that logic in here as well. Now, what people do with this data, they also take this data and they stream it in their own intranets. They stream it in other locations where they're communicating. Other clients of ours, for example, Texas Roadhouse. I was at their headquarters the other, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago, and I loved walking in because they were streaming the recognitions on their monitors in their headquarters live. And this brought a sense of amazing culture, so I loved seeing that. So now, let's go back to recognize. Let's recognize Paula Peer. Oops. So Paula is a part of multiple programs. She's involved with a peer-to-peer program, a thank you program, and a sales incentive program. Maybe she's on the sales team. So these programs, again, are designed and are dynamic. Based on where you are in the country, based on where you are in the org, based on metadata, you can create recognition programs however you want and slice it up any way you want and only make available the programs that are important to those that should be part of it. Allows you to take an org. We work with some companies that have hundreds of thousands of employees and run all their programs on one platform. Then we work with orgs that have just a handful of employees. So you can do a lot on Awardco. So peer-to-peer, what does this look like? Well, this is designed a little differently. Here, I'm actually giving myself 10 points left for the month. So I can recognize someone, and I have a choice between 1 and 2. So this is a monetary recognition program where everyone in the organization has some money they can give and recognize, and you give them autonomy to recognize how they wish. It's a very popular program, and that's something you can do on Awardco. Let's go back. Thank you. This is just a simple thank you program. Non-monetary, just saying thank you. We appreciate all you want to do, all that they have done. Now you'll notice some other settings I put in here. I can put character limits to make sure the quality of the message is where it needs to be. Now let's go to sales incentives. This is different. This is where I can tag different things, and tags are important because that's really important for reporting. And then I can come in here and it looks like sales has more money, higher budget. And you'll notice I'm giving dollars away. It still converts to points for them. They still get points. And now I can go and pull from my sales budget when I recognize. Okay? Now, one more example. Let's build on this. Henry HR. Henry is in the HR department. He probably is over many programs. And that's what you see. Henry managed the holiday program. We have so many people come holiday time that use Awardco where they're not having to go out and get a bunch of gift cards and have the security risk of having so much money laying around. You can just give it out through Awardco. Give everyone $100 or whatever it might be. Some people give 100, some people give 25, some people give 1,000. And everyone can get it all at the same time. They can come in there and get what they want. Easy, easy way to administer a holiday program. Looks like he is part of other programs that we already went through. Looks like there's a newborn and adoption program. That's interesting. So I can explain what happened here, and you can notice you can ask different questions. You can do multiple choice. You can do open-ended text options, and here we're recognizing for someone or for a newborn, and we're putting a note from the parents, and we're just copying and pasting something that says so everyone's aware, and they get $50, and they can go buy whatever they want, some items that would help them with their newborn baby. All right, and it goes on and on. We can nominate for a Customer Obsession Award. So sometimes if you want a nomination program and it goes through approval queues, great. You can do that on Awardco. You can have multiple approval queues if you'd like. We recommend not being overly complicated, make it simple, but you can base it off the hierarchy. You can override that and make it go to a specific committee. There's lots of things that you can do on Awardco. Now with service anniversaries, you'll notice this is where I'm bringing in kind of the fun gifts. I kind of pre-programmed some in here, and you pick what you want. Now this is just a one-off service award program if you want to, for a smaller org that just wants to recognize it one at a time. Most companies will come in here, open up a new tab here, and we'll go into settings and we'll actually build out the service award program where we'll customize the settings and we'll automate the whole entire process. And we'll identify every 5-year person gets $150, and the manager is going to be notified 2 days prior. It's going to be sent at this time. And we have automation tools, as we talked about in the beginning, to make recognition real simple and automated for those programs that are important to automate and make it easy. Here I say, hey, why are we recognizing every 5, 10, 15 years? I know the IRS has some guidelines, which is great. That makes it why we do it that way, but why not recognize every year? You don't have to give it a monetary amount. You can still automate the flow. Here I'm giving everyone $10 on their recognition, and then on their milestone they get more because there's a tax benefit. So just to talk a little on that. Anyways, I think you guys get the point. Recognition is so much better when it's organized and in one spot. I work with many clients where they said, when I finally brought it all together, because all our departments were doing all sorts of different things, it increased our recognition, increased our engagement. People know where to go. It's Awardco. And whether the data's all in the feed or it's being streamed somewhere else, we don't care. Have it where people are going to see it. Okay. Another question here? Okay, so what we'll do here, a couple other things just to make it so people know how this works, to make it a few more of those administrative tasks or those questions that people have. Budgets are really easy. You literally can create budgets on the spot. You can assign people budgets. That's what I'm doing here. So there's a couple individuals that have access to Aaron Ross's budget, and they can share a budget. You can do budgets by metadata. So you can say this department can share this budget. There's all sorts of things. And then you attach budgets to programs. And now you saw all those really cool programs that I was demonstrating, but how does that happen? Well, the great thing about Awardco is you will have an account manager that will build all those for you. But we're going to teach you how to do it as well so you can become experts, because you'll see the power of recognition grow within your culture, and we'll give you the tools so you can build programs on the fly. But when I go into the recognition programs section of Awardco, here are all the programs that I was showing you. And this is where you organize and build it. It's where the magic happens. This is where I upload a picture. I say these programs last, starts, end dates, put in descriptions. I set the rules of the program. I can come in here and let people know that, you know what, only certain people, all users are part of this program, or I'm going to limit it based on people or metadata or however you want. Are there limits to this program? If you remember the peer-to-peer program, I did have a limit. It was $10 every 1 month, and I displayed that rule. Okay? Again, there's lots of things here. I'm just breezing over kind of so you understand the mechanics behind it all. Do I want this program to be social? Yeah, the peer-to-peer was. I turned it on. And they can only give points, and I want to display in points. Sometimes people display just in currency. Sometimes people display just in labels, like bronze, silver, gold. And do I want tags part of this program? And then what questions do I want this program to be? Do I want to ask additional questions? Multiple choice, short answer, add image. And then notifications. What email templates do I want to be sent? It's just the standard, or am I going to pull from the other email templates that I've created in the email template section? So when a recognition goes out, they get a nice custom email template that's associated with that program. So, and one of the great things about this is Awardco, one of our values is we are completely transparent. We let you know everything that's going on. You can come in here into the redemption details, and you can run reports and show what people are buying in real time. And it lays it out exactly, all the data that you need. One of the most popular reports is more like the redemption summary, where you can give that to your payroll department, and they can run a recognition summary based on the employees and do a time range to figure out what they need to be taxed on potentially as a bonus on their pay stubs. So anyways, wanted to highlight Awardco and show you this platform and show you how easy it is to recognize, show you how amazing and simple it is to redeem on Amazon. And we wanted to bring that Amazon-like experience, and so we focused more on that redemption piece today. And even if I were to hit the e-gift cards, you'll notice, look at this, you can get something as cheap as $1 on Awardco. There's no markup here. So place the order, all they do is put their email address in real time, they get the gift card.
Steve, a quick question that came in as you're just touching on this one more time is, it was asked if we have things outside of Amazon, specifically around swag or custom items that companies may want to do.
Yeah, good question. So you do? Yeah, we do. Here's a swag store. So Awardco, since we don't care, we don't mark up anything, we're not trying to make an extra $1 off you on the redemptions. So we allow you to upload your own swag items. So we work with Texas Roadhouse, for example. They have amazing swag items. Other orgs like Chick-fil-A, for example, they have these really cool longboards. And so you can upload your own custom items and put them on Awardco through the admin area. Now, you also have the ability to use one of our partners that we've integrated with called Xomo, which you get to bring or utilize a company store and bring all their items with one click of a button. If you don't have a swag store, we can use our partner and bring all their items into Awardco for you with your logo, just with a few clicks of a button. We have a seamless integration, and so to make it simple for you, either upload your own swag store to Awardco. If you already have people you work with, great. If you don't, We have an easy integration where you can do your own company swag, and we handle everything for you, from allowing your employees to choose it from here to the fulfillment. Good question, Judd. Perfect. Okay. All right. So I want to leave enough time for some Q&A at the end here. And so hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully you got to see that recognition could be simple, and it could be amazing. It's all about creating a rewarding experience. We say something at Awardco, we want recognition to be more rewarding for our customers and for the employees. So let's open it up to questions, and let's answer some questions. Let's dive a little deeper. All right. Oh, donate second. Okay, good question. So I'm paying attention. I got another screen up, paying attention to some of the questions. So good question here. What is the donate area? We can donate to charity. So we have integrations with various networks, and if people just want to donate their points, great. We can do that. If you have your own charity, I'll use Texas Roadhouse as another example. They have their own charity. So they add their own to the platform, and it goes into their own charity, which gives back to their employees that are in need. There's so many cool things you can do on Awardco. Again, all that is built in the settings area. You can create custom catalogs, upload your own items, and we can display them right here for you in the award network. We wanted to create the ultimate experience for employees all over the world to redeem amazing items. And so your budgets go a lot further than they ever have. Good question. Thank you. All right, let's go to questions. Judd, I haven't had a chance to look at the questions as I've been presenting. Can you help me out a little bit and we go through some of these questions?
Yep. So another question on here is if they want to include things such as PTO, can they include that in the custom section? So what things can we include from the customization side?
Cool. Good question. And feel free, Judd, to add some color to some of the things that I'll talk about. But yeah, in the settings area, that's exactly what you do. You come in here and you upload an item first. And I'm going to hit Add Item. And this is where you can drag an image in here of a PTO sign or something, some stock image. You can give it a title, PTO. And you can put an amount. And since we are global, you can specify this all over the world, what that means. And these attributes are for other things, such as like color, size, things like that. So you can ignore a lot of that. And then you would put in an email notification of who needs to be notified if someone redeems this PTO. So it might be someone within your HR department that needs to be notified. And then I just hit Save. And then once that item is uploaded, then I attach it to catalogs. So I showed you earlier the Work at Home catalog. And this is where you would just create a PTO catalog or whatever you want. You can call it whatever you want. And then I come in here and I go to all my uploaded items. And I just attach that PTO. I don't know if I have PTO in here. I don't. You know, it brings up another question. Sometimes people have these plaques and corporate watches. You can add those on the Awardco platform and let employees choose. A good hybrid from going from a program that you've had for decades and bringing in new technology and giving people choice. Pick the old items that we have or pick whatever you want. So anyways, a little tangent there, but that's what you do. You can do and bring in PTO items. You can do dinner with the boss. We've seen that. You can do a couple seats at the where we're in Salt Lake City, so the Utah Jazz, things like that. Good question.
Okay, cool. So so do employees have the ability to pay the difference if they don't have enough points but want to buy something on the platform? Do we give them the ability to pay the difference?
Good question. Judd, you probably would agree with me. Probably the number one question asked, right?
Yep.
So you can't pay the difference on Awardco. It complicates the process of taxing the employee who paid what. They have to earn it. And we made a decision early on when we built Awardco that you can't pay the difference. We're not bringing that process onto the Awardco application. However, if you open up the award network and you have gift cards turned on, and let's say they wanted something that was $100 on Amazon, but they only have 64 points. Well, the workaround, come here, get 64 right here, US dollars, place the order, and then go buy it on the Amazon account. We also have a relationship with Visa. So if it was like a travel, a hotel, or whatever it might be that they wanted, and you activated the Visa option, they can come in here and choose something they want. And they can place the order. Now this is a virtual Visa, so this gets emailed to them, and they can spend this anywhere Visa will accept online payments, which is many places. But you can also convert it for a small fee to a plastic card as well. So the short answer is you can't pay the difference, but we give you solutions for workarounds with just other options that we have on Awardco.
Okay, so two questions came in with the same kind of ideas. So obviously Amazon has a lot of things that people can choose. The question is there a way to limit what Amazon items pull through? Obviously we talked about catalogs and creating custom catalogs, but is there another way to limit what options people have? We have two questions around that.
Good question. We learned this through Callaway, or not TaylorMade.
We excluded Callaway.
Yeah, we excluded. I had that backwards. We excluded Callaway because they kind of made us think, oh yeah, that's probably smart to do a keyword excluder tool. So that's what we did. In the award network, you're able to come down here and exclude keywords. So, for example, for TaylorMade, we excluded all their competitors. They don't want their employees buying competitor items on their platform. For other vendors, we exclude their competitors. There's also inappropriate items. You know, there's at times, you know, where they don't want their employees getting anything like that, so you can exclude those items as well. So we have a keyword excluder, a bunch of keywords that we just populate in here and can exclude those items that you don't want. We've had some people go as far as excluding household goods because they wanted them to get something special, something bigger. You know, so you have full control here. So what this does is if you were to type a keyword in and it matches our keyword excluder tool, no results will come back. So because there's hundreds of millions of choices, we can't go in there and handpick items to remove. This is a fluid thing. Things are coming in, things are going out through the Amazon connection that we have. So therefore, the best way to limit is through this keyword excluder tool.
Okay, so we've talked a lot today about how we don't have any markups, we don't charge shipping, and many in the industry know that that's where most competitors make their money. So the question is, how much would this cost my company? So Steve, where do we make our money, and how does that work?
Yeah, great question. Well, how Awardco works is we identify a couple things to identify what the Awardco annual license fee is. One is we identify, well, how many employees do you have? Two, we identify, is this a global platform? There's just more complexity to that. Three, how many programs do you want to run on Awardco? And four, what's your budget? Are you spending 20 grand this year? Are you spending 100 grand? Are you spending millions? And we take that and we have an algorithm to determine kind of what that set annual software fee is. We don't do it per user. We don't, you know, as you add more people, it just grows. We actually agree upon an annual software license based on those metrics. And Judd, I would say we're about, you know, it depends on what you spend in the platform, but our licenses land about 15% of what they spend usually in the platform. Wouldn't you say that's to kind of get a gauge of where that license would be? Now, the more you spend, we work with some companies that, you know, they spend millions and millions of dollars, so that has come down. But that's what I've seen. The Awardco license be about 15% of what their budget typically is. Would you say that's right?
Yeah, there's multiple factors that play into that, but as just a benchmark on something like this, that's a safe benchmark.
Yeah. And so what we do is when you talk to an Awardco account executive, we just identify those four things that I talked about, and then we have an algorithm to kind of go through, and then we send you back a quote. It's annual. We don't lock in long-term contracts. We just kind of go year by year. We have a very high retention rate, and so we just want to make it simple for you and make that structure, the Awardco license, simple for you as well, and transparent. So you know exactly what Awardco is charging you. No markups. There's no, you know, shipping fees through Amazon. There's any item that is over, I can't remember what it is, like $20 or so. It's free shipping. And so people ask, hey, can we do Prime? there's, we're still working that out. Some of our clients do use Prime, but when you have thousands and thousands of users, we've noticed that, many of those clients don't even use Prime, and it's free shipping anyways, because if it's over a certain amount, there's no extra fee because of how Amazon works. So, anyways, hopefully that answers that question. Kind of give you a benchmark of where that pricing would be.
All right. So one last one, and then I want to just touch on one thing real quick, Steve, related to another question on here. But the question is, if I don't or we don't have time to set this up under the settings, will Awardco help with this, and what is the cost? I'm assuming that this is alluding to the excluded keywords is what I'm assuming that is. And absolutely, we obviously have a pre-built list of what are commonly excluded. And so we can easily, that's part of implementation. We'll just upload that for you. We do that by default, except when clients ask us not to. So we don't expect you guys to always be going in and finding what you don't want to be a part of it. However, you can always work with us if that needs to be extended or if there's competitors or things like that. And so we can certainly work with that from your team as well as ours, and we would help with that. Generally speaking, not a cost associated with that. If we're doing very limited catalogs that we're pre-selecting specific items, there can be cost to that. And then one last thing I want to touch on with one last question before we wrap up here is, how do we work with other systems? So wellness, learning and development, safety programs, things like that. And it's been fun to watch over the last couple of years as we have worked with more external systems such as this. We work a lot with different wellness providers and different tools to be able to really, again, we've talked a lot about our redemption network. We do have the strongest redemption network available through our partnerships, and so it's fun to be able to pull those different things in. Wellness is an extremely hot topic right now. Safety programs and learning and development are not that far behind it, and so it's fun to be able to see those things work in one place. And like Steve said, one place to be able to have the world's incentive spend for your organization to be able to pull all those things into one, and then they can spend those across the different programs that you guys offer. They can choose to save up for those hot tubs and things that Steve showed. So anyway, just a couple last points on that, Steve.
Cool. Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's exactly right. So these were great questions. Hopefully this was very engaging. Now there is something very exciting that we're extending everyone that's watching today live, and even those that are going to watch this on demand. We are going to give you access to Awardco to try. It's going to be a domain called try.awardco.com. We are going to email everyone, because we're going to have those that participated today, their login credentials, and we're giving everyone $10, 10 points. This is an example I'm sharing on my screen. This is what it's going to look like when you log in. You're going to be able to come in here and spend. Now, just so you know, everything on the Amazon integration that we have is $10 and higher. So it's hard to find things that are just $10 exactly. But I want you to go in here and try, play around with it. Go in, search for items. Okay? And not only that, also click on the e-gift cards. And with the e-gift cards, that's where you can simply go in and redeem an e-gift card, a $10 Amazon card if you want to. And let me just, as this is loading right here, you'll be able to go in and see the vast amount of choices that Awardco offers. Another thing that we have with Awardco is not only are we just giving you $10 to try and see how that works and see how that you'll actually be able to redeem products, but if I were to go back here, if you want more points, 40 more points, we want you to experience Awardco. All we're asking is just schedule a webinar follow-up. All you do is you hit schedule a follow-up down here. It goes just right into our follow-up, and you can set appointment based on your calendar. But what we wanted to do is not only just show you the platform, hopefully it provides value to your organization, but we want you to try it. Go ahead and share it with those that might be involved, or this might make an impact, or those that are over your recognition programs, and let them try it. And have fun with the 10 points. See how that works. See how instant it is. And then if you want more, we give you a kind of a way to do that. Now, for those that are watching this demo on demand, reach out to us to claim your $10 and get login information to the trial platform. The email is community@awardco.com. community@awardco.com. Now, one other thing we'll try when you get in here, we even give you that experience of recognize. This is where you would search for a coworker. And we did a little example here. So you can type in sample user, and it can bring up that individual, and you can go ahead and try and see what that looks like. So real simple. And yeah, that's it. So wanted to kind of leave that with everyone. I would expect probably in the next 24 hours that you'll get that email. Again, any questions anyone has, you can email community@awardco.com as well. But that concludes the tech demo of Awardco, where we wanted to show that Amazon experience of how we're bringing that into the rewards and recognition. And hopefully you saw that today. We want recognition to be more meaningful, especially in today's times. And we want more of those budgets and dollars going to the employee. And we just wanted a very easy and affordable product to get in your hands. So any other questions that we didn't answer, we'll get back to you. I really appreciate everyone's time. The questions today were excellent. And I appreciate World at Work for allowing us to come on and share this with everyone. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, thank you, Steve and Jed, for sharing your time and your awesome platform with us today. We appreciate that. And the playback will be available for the next 60 days. You'll simply log into the World at Work website and look under My Profile. And that concludes today's demo. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Recording stopped. The recording reference is